G'day mates, welcome to this video. This is going to be one of the hardest and toughest videos that I personally have ever made and that I've put out there on the internet for everyone to see. And this is particularly going to be a little bit of a different kind of video that I really want you to stick around and listen to, because there have been some things that I've wanted to share with you all for a very long time along my journey, and it's been a fear of mine to share some of the things that I'm going to be sharing in this video with you because I've been afraid of what people might think of me, and it's irrational for me to think that, because I really have always wanted to be honest, open, and genuine about the things that I say and that I post and that I share. And for those of you who've always had questions and thoughts in your head about why hasn't, Jordan posted at certain times and taken breaks from YouTube, why hasn't he shared certain months about his income with us, and why has it been so inconsistent, any of those concerns that you might have about me, I want to clear those up and help you to understand a little bit about some of the struggles that I've had as an entrepreneur and as someone who is trying to build an influence and an audience. And, really some big mistakes that I've made and learned from that hopefully will provide you with some insights that you can avoid doing these kinds of things in your business or your personal brand, or if you're trying to, build a following or an audience. And I really just wanted to share this to give you some, insight into what's really been going on, and hopefully that some of the things that I've been dealing with and struggling with will provide you with some relatability to my story. And if you have any, concerns, or you want to talk about some of the things that you've been struggling with, if there's something that you're currently going through, I just really want you to know that if you have had something, if you're dealing with any of this stuff that I'm going to be talking about today, and you're really having a difficult time getting through it, please send me an email. We will get on a call and we will talk about it, because I know how hard it is to deal with some of the things I'm about to talk about. And, a lot of the, just a really quick note for all of you, I have previously in my life, I've changed a lot since I was a little kid, or since a teenager, but I've been through a lot of struggles in my life. I've dealt with a little bit of depression, as well as, I've gone through and had a lot of mental breakdowns over the past 18 months as an entrepreneur. And, it's definitely affected me a lot. And also, I have felt a lot of times alone as an entrepreneur, and very lonely. So I want to talk about some of those things that are more sensitive, and I want this to be a bit more of a serious video, I guess. But yeah, I'm just going to put myself out there and be open, honest, and genuine with you, because all I've ever wanted to do is be open and honest with all of you. I care about you guys a lot, and I just want to help you succeed in the endeavors that you have to create the life that you really want. So without talking about it anymore, I think you get the point here. Hopefully you guys can tune in. I'd appreciate if you watch this video through, if you watch some of it, share your thoughts down below. I'd really love to hear from every single one of you, or at least a few of you, if you'd be willing to share some thoughts. But let's get right into it, guys. So I have some notes here down in front of me that I'm going to refer to, and really talk about some of the things that I've been struggling with, to hopefully provide you with some relatability to some of these issues and problems that most people don't really talk about a whole lot. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but I just want to say it again. And I think that the reason I haven't been able to share these kinds of things is because I've had a fear of what people would really think of me. And I think it's, honestly just something that I need to get over, and I need to just do it and share. And my hope is that at least someone, just at least one person watching this, can get some value, insights, and some closure on some of the things that they may be going through right now. So I actually decided to cut the video. I was planning on sharing these things that I've been dealing with and struggling with after I share my story about how I got to where I am, and just being honest and open about things. But I really felt that I should share them right now at the start, so you guys can get all the value from these first. And then if you want to listen to kind of the story and learn some more things and get some more value, then you can. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about here is something that I've, struggled with over the past, 18 months, or really this particular thing more recently is a lack of self-confidence and not hitting my goals. So many of you know that I've talked about my goals many, many times. And unfortunately for me, I haven't been able to hit a lot of the goals that I have set. And that has really taken a huge toll on my self-confidence and my belief in myself. And, as I probably mentioned, I think I mentioned how important mindset is to success as a prerequisite. It's so crucial. And because that's affected me, it's affected my ability to reach goals. And I think also what's contributed to that as well is the times that I've pivoted from different things in my business or my YouTube channel and my content. And that's really affected my ability to sustain that momentum for my brand and for my business. So, that's one thing I've been dealing with. And, it's really hard because, to be quite honest, I see a lot of people that I kind of were watching before I really started, seeing them achieve success along the way so quickly, and seeing them hit their goals and exceed their goals very, very quickly. And so it's been discouraging for me. It's like, why can't I achieve those same things? And I feel like it almost makes me feel like I'm not good enough to make a certain amount of money, which is a really, really bad thought to have, because that's going to limit my ability to move forward and increase my income. But even friends that had started with me from the beginning around the same time, a few of them, if they're listening right now, shout out to you guys. Billy Wilson and also Johnny Bradley. They're two friends of mine, good friends of mine that I talk to on a regular basis. And, they have created a lot of success in their business. And it's very admirable to see their success and to see the kind of money they're making now, the lifestyle that they've been able to kind of, or, soon to be, upgrading and achieving the things that they're setting out to do, and making 25K plus a month, which is insane to me. Like, just how much your life can change even from just that amount of money is crazy. And I know I've always had the ability to achieve a goal like that. I really do believe deep down that it's very, very close for me. But I still personally, and in this video is all about being honest, I haven't been able to hit that 10K a month yet. And I believe I have the skills necessary. I have the resources that I need. I'm part of a very, very expensive coaching program with Russell Brunson. And I just haven't been able to hit that because I've just had a lack of focus and dedication to one particular thing. And I know that's thrown a lot of you guys off, even those who are listening, my loyal subscribers. I appreciate you listening here. And, those who are new, I've jumped around a little bit just trying to figure out what it is that I want to do. And so that's been very discouraging. It's taken a toll on my self-confidence, my ability to believe that I can hit the 10K and then go beyond that. And, at the end of the day, guys, like, as hard as it's been for me to make progress, just income-wise, I've always just wanted to really build a bigger audience. And I know that's what's affected my growth is my consistency and the momentum that I've built when I've focused on certain topics. So, that's been my own fault. It's been failures on my part and things that I've learned of what not to do, right? So I can then share with you guys what to do so you don't have to go down the same road as me. But yeah, that's taken a huge toll on me and my ability to achieve my goals. So I feel very, very close, and I'm on the verge of really hitting that 10K a month. And you guys will be the first to know when I do, and I'll be ecstatic when I can hit that kind of goal. Hopefully, provide you with some inspiration that you can do the same thing. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on in my head. Being open with you about about dealing with that. So if you are dealing with lack of self-confidence and belief in yourself to achieve things, one of the things that I'm really trying to focus on and that has helped me build back my confidence at the moment has just been celebrating the small successes that I've had along the way, and honestly, just ridding myself of letting my mind take in negative things or thoughts that may affect my subconscious to make me think that I can't hit the goals that I want. So, and you know, things that hurt my self-confidence as a person. So I've just tried to really force myself and really shift my thinking, fill it with positive things, always reading my goals quite frequently during the week. I have them written out on a sheet just over there. Some positive affirmations that I've taken out of and used from Think and Grow Rich. And honestly, it's really, really helped me to build back that self-confidence. It's not as strong as I would like it to be, but I'm definitely coming out of a place where I kind of dug myself a hole. And I know that it's a prerequisite for helping me manifest the money in reality, because at the end of the day, if you don't have your mindset right, you can't achieve it in the physical. So that's something that I've really struggled with, and I wanted to share. So the next thing that I want to talk about is something that I've dealt with for a while, and I'm sure you guys have noticed, for those of you who've been following me for a while, even those who are new, I had a lack of clarity on really what I wanted to do. And in my story that I'm going to be sharing, I'm going to dive into a lot more depth on what that process really looked like. So make sure you stick around and listen to that. But just being brief with the lack of clarity, I think that it's okay to not be clear on what you want to do. I think it's okay to try different things that you have a desire to try. For example, if you do want to try Amazon, then try it, see how it goes. But I think the most important differentiation between changing and continuing is making sure that you don't decide not to do something because you're afraid or it gets too hard. I think that's really an important indicator that you need to keep working on it, because I think for me, what really stopped me from continuing the momentum I had with sharing stuff about building an agency and specifically focusing on that was my fear of failure. I think it got really hard for me because in my story I talk about this a little bit more depth, but I have a fear of sales. And I always thought that I wasn't good at it and I couldn't get good at it. It was just something that came natural to people. It was a really, bad belief that I had about sales. And so, that really took a toll on me at that point. So lack of clarity, I think, is okay to have. I think that you get clear by taking action and just being open and honest with yourself about really what's going on and the reasons why you're choosing to not want to do something or to do something, and just moving forward with that. And, unfortunately, for me, the thing that I picked in the beginning wasn't exactly what I wanted to do to help you guys, to build my audience around, and to really just feel fulfilled with the message and the way that I wanted to help, if that makes sense. So, fortunately for some people, some of my friends who've been able to, start right from the start and stick with it, kudos to them, because of that, they've been very successful. So that's kind of my lack of clarity. I have dealt with having that over the past 18 months, but I really feel like now, and I know I keep mentioning my story, but the story that you'll hear about really explains kind of how I got clear on where I'm at right now. So the next thing I want to talk about is just getting burnt out along the way. So I've gotten burnt out a lot, quite a few times along the way, where I've put in hard, long hours working. And when I say long and hard hours, some of those hours that I spent on certain projects, and even today I have to monitor myself, make sure that I'm not spending time on things that don't help me generate revenue and don't help me contribute to my audience and my viewers, and that, things that don't help me contribute towards that ultimately hold me back from growing my business. I really think being burnt out is a normal thing to kind of struggle with as an entrepreneur. I think it's good and healthy to take breaks and to take days off, not weeks, not months, but take some time for yourself. And during those times, I think the biggest lesson I've learned is make sure that content is scheduled to to my social media, so that I continue to provide value to you and my audience, and even have someone help me manage all that and keep the flow of everything working consistently, because part of building a brand and a trustworthy and genuine brand is being consistent. And that's something that I have struggled with over the last 18 months that I need to really improve. And I made a commitment to make that happen going forward from this point. And a lot of this has to do with just wanting to come out and share what I'm sharing with you guys right now. So the other thing that I want to talk about that I'm sure many of you may have questions or concerns about, or you've kind of been wondering about me and what's been going on, is sometimes I don't share all the bad bits, and I share all the good things happening, where I'm closing clients, having good months, hitting my goals, and having cool experiences, traveling, those types of things. And I've left out some of the bits that have been maybe not so good, months that I haven't done so well. And I think that, deep down, I think I've just been embarrassed because, and I don't know why, it's just kind of, it's so interesting when you're in this position, when you have an audience of, thousands of people. It's hard to really share the bad bits, because you're worried that you're going to get judged, what people will think of you if, you don't have a good month, and, they may not, you guys may not trust me as much in what I'm, the value I'm trying to provide, and the tips and strategies that I'm sharing, because his income went down this month, so, I'm not going to listen to him as much anymore, So it's not really a good thing to have, but I really want to rid myself of that. And, that's another reason I'm sharing this video with you. And I've had some bad months, guys. I've had some bad months over the past 18 months where I've only made, just over $1,000. And there was a period of time when I was working on, when I joined Two Comma Club, and for the first month or two, I don't even think I made $1,000 in a month. And that for me was very embarrassing, because I had such high goals. I wanted to, I wanted to be able to hit my goals, and then not hitting my goals, I just felt like people would judge me for that, for not being able to hit my goals. So, it's kind of funny though, now that I'm talking about it, that it kind of seems even ridiculous to think that, but at the time, that's just what I went through, and this is kind of a way for me to come back and kind of mend those things with some of you who may have even lost trust in me, or may not have, or may have some questions about, what's been going on. And even just some of these things that I'm talking about, being lonely, struggling with depression, even having some mental breakdowns that I'll talk about here in just a second. Those are all things that I've been withholding from you, because I've just been afraid of what people might think, to be honest. So I'm sharing them, I'm putting them out there, and who knows what will happen, but, I think that it's only going to help me to, help at least one of you watching right now. So, one of the things that I've been dealing with is, I struggled with depression as a kid, and, I've had quite a lot of mental breakdowns along the way that have really, have a lot to do with kind of minimizing and taking away from my self-confidence, my belief in myself. These mental breakdowns have just been a means of asking myself, what am I doing? I'm not even clear on what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. I feel like I don't have any clarity or focus or purpose in what I'm doing. And it's just this very frustrating feeling, because I have expectations about my content, about my videos, about, the level of influence that I want to have to help people, improve their lives, help them solve problems, help inspire you to work towards your goals and your dreams. And I think that now that I'm really thinking about it and sharing it with you, one of the biggest things that I think has affected that is the expectations that I have of myself and of the things that I do. And the frustration comes into play when those expectations and what's actually happening aren't happening the way that I, expect them to. And I think that has led to a lot of my mental breakdowns and just losing focus on what I'm doing. And, I have to say that as an entrepreneur, when you don't feel understood, when you feel alone, you feel that, you can't just go and talk to any random person, whether it's a friend or a family member, because they don't really know what it's like to try and pursue something like online business or being an entrepreneur. And you just want someone to be able to relate and say, yeah, I get it. It's like, they don't think you're crazy and they really understand and see eye to eye on things with you. And, shout out to my friend Mitch Wolf. He has been incredible help to me. He's supported me all during this last year we became friends, and he's killing it with his businesses and what he's doing as an entrepreneur. And he's really been there for me to help, talk through some of the things that have been on my mind, some of the things that I've been struggling with. And, he's my best friend. He's been there for me to understand like some of those things. So, if you guys don't have someone like that, you need someone like that. And it just helps so much just being able to talk about things that you're dealing with, because as we're entrepreneurs, we deal with a lot of things that normal people don't. So that's been a huge help to me, and it's been quite a roller coaster of a ride going through, these last 18 months for me. So hopefully you guys can see that I'm a complete mess, that, I'm a bit crazy, and that some of these things may be relatable to you. So, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into my story a little bit and explain some other important things that will hopefully provide you with some insights and give you some clarity on, just being honest and open about the last 18 months and where my head's been at and what that journey's been like. So, hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Over the past 18 months, for those of you who've been following me for a very long time, I started out doing and running a social media marketing agency. I also incorporated some graphic design and web design skills in there because I've had 7 or 8 years experience with branding and design. And that's kind of one of my first businesses. I ran a freelancing business doing graphic and web design. And I started out doing that as soon as I quit my job, and that was actually how I was able to supplement my income from my full-time job. And it was an incredible feeling when I was able to make that happen. I think as I started getting into the first few months of my journey, I had previous experience in a job where I was working as a social media manager and marketer for a small business that took care of businesses' Facebook pages, social media content, and also a little bit of Facebook ads. And so I was exposed a little bit to the social media marketing world, and also got some, great insights and learned a lot from the people around me who worked with me. And so I decided to kind of combine all that and, start going out there and trying to find clients to bring in more leads. And that was something that I really was excited about, and I really hit the ground running. I hit the pavement. I was out there every single day for weeks on end, just knocking on businesses' doors and trying to set up meetings. And it was a really great time. And as time progressed, I was able to close a few clients. I was working with some prospects and such like that. And I started to realize that what I was trying to do was a lot similar to the job that I was trying to get away from, and that was door-to-door sales. And for those of you who have done door to sales or have thought about doing it, I'm telling you, door to sales, as much as they hype it up to be, it's very, very, very long hours and a very, very hard job to do. But that's kind of a tangent there. But when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, or like what I was going to do with this, I realized that at the time I was like, crap, well, I'm doing door-to-door sales now with my agency, and that's not really what I wanted to do. And I think deep down, the real true reason behind this, if I'm being honest with myself and with you, is because I had a fear of sales and I thought I naturally wasn't good at it. And even though I had put time into doing, practicing my sales pitch and just getting better at sales, I don't think I really gave myself enough time, practice, and much really of a chance to get better. Because now that I'm actually thinking back, one of the things that is a prerequisite for success in anything you do is having the mindset or the belief that you can actually get better, or that you can improve or develop something. And I think I was in a very fixed mindset that, hey, I'm not good at sales, so I can't get better. And so if I was in that mindset, there's no way that I could possibly improve, because I've already told myself that I can't get better or I'm not good at it. And so that was a huge, huge barrier and hurdle for me in my life, and still is to this day. But at least I've recognized and realized it. And I'm slowly working on that right now. But getting back to my story, I felt a lot of pressure from my YouTube channel, from the people who are watching me. Me sharing kind of even recordings of meetings, and recording my screen of meetings I had with business owners, recordings of pitching and talking about how I could offer my services. And I really enjoyed doing that, because a lot of people gave me really good feedback, and that may have been some of you, into wow, this really helped me, gave me inspiration to go out and take action. And that kind of started building the momentum for my YouTube channel, and it made me feel really good, because the whole purpose of me starting my YouTube channel was to help people, by sharing my journey or documenting my journey, right? That was the whole point. So, I was continuing to make these videos and sharing and stuff like that, and I felt that I was feeling that I kind of wanted to change or pivot what I was doing, because, like I told you guys, I was kind of afraid of sales. I didn't really believe that I could get better at it. So I wanted to avoid the pain, right? Avoid the fear that I had. And so I decided that even before I kind of stopped, focusing heavily on making videos for that, I wasn't really doing a lot of prospecting with clients. I was kind of just working with the few clients that I had, and also the prospected clients that I was kind of trying to follow up with and close. And at that point, I almost felt like it was a disservice to my audience, to you guys, because I wanted to continue helping you with the business that you were trying to build. And I didn't really know what to do. I was very confused. I remember I spent countless nights worrying over what it is what I was going to do. How was I going to transition? How was I going to, make this work? And multiple times I had thoughts of, I'm just going to stick it out. I'm going to go out there and get some more clients, and just stick it out. Just keep doing it, because I know this is helping my audience. And, I just didn't really think about, what was best for me at the time. I was really trying to think about what was best for you. And I don't think that was a bad thing, but it really hindered my progress on my business in general. And I think that it kind of started to halt my momentum with my whole brand. And it was unfortunate that that happened. And so during this transition time of trying to figure it out, I know I took a break for a time. My wife was out of school, and I was hanging out with her a lot more, and I was still trying to figure out how am I gonna still help my audience, you guys, but also do something that I really want to do, or find out what I'm passionate about or what I'm really interested in. And I didn't know. I had no idea how I was going to do it. And now looking back, I wish that I just would have stuck it out and continue to build my business, and even start bringing people to outsource, certain parts that I maybe wasn't good at. I was outsourcing some parts of my business and having people manage, have social media managers, and deal with writing down potential leads to call in Excel sheet. It had some data mining being done as well. But I could have had, I could have built a sales team even for my agency. But in the end of the day, I'm still avoiding the problem, is, not embracing sales and trying to get better at it. And so I decided that I was just going to start making different kind of content. And a business that I've always wanted to start, even to today, is Amazon FBA. And I know this is going to sound like I'm falling victim of the shiny object syndrome, which I kind of did, but I started an e-commerce business and sold products on Etsy, eBay, and Amazon beginning of 2017 in January of 2017. And I'd actually had prior experience, had some failed products that I launched as well on eBay with my brothers back when I was younger, and didn't go so well. So I learnt my lesson, and that e-commerce side business that I have, my wife's running it to this day. And she deals with it. It doesn't bring in a ton of income, but it brings in some. It brings in anywhere from $200-300 the lowest months up to $1,500, $2,000 a month, which is really nice. And so that's kind of why I wanted to get into Amazon. I was like, yeah, this is like a really good business model. It's going to provide with a lifestyle that I want. And this is kind of what I wanted to do. So I started making videos on it, started preparing, talking about my strategy on what I wanted to do. And I was really, really excited about it. And, then I started having thoughts of like, is this something that, I really want to do? Is this what I'm passionate about? Is this what I really want to build a business around? And, I can't remember a ton about what happened because it was only a short period of time that I made a few videos on Amazon. Some of you may remember. But I still didn't feel like I was clear on how I wanted to contribute, because I wanted to build a business around solving some sort of problem for people, just like, what I'm doing right now. And I wanted to create content that was inspiring, that was helpful, that would solve someone's problem. And, that's what I wanted to figure out. I wasn't really sure on what my real purpose was, if I could, say it and write it down. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this story so far. I promise that if you're listening, I'm going to get some really, really important lessons and things that I've wanted to share as well. But I just wanted to kind of share my story a little bit over the last 18 months and kind of mindset and my process. So after that, I was like second guessing myself again. I was like, I don't even know if this is really what I'm passionate about and what I want to focus on. And around this time was the beginning of this year when I attended the 10X Growth Con. For those of you who, I don't know if you guys saw that video. I took some footage of the 10X Growth Con. I can link it here right now in the video in one of the cards. But basically, I went to that event and I, heard from Russell Brunson, Grant Cardone, Tai Lopez, a bunch of other billionaires as well. It was an incredible, life-changing experience, and it got me really thinking about what is my greater cause to serve and help you guys, my audience, and to people in general. And I spent a lot of time kind of thinking and trying to figure out what that really was, along with just kind of making YouTube videos to hopefully, help and inspire you along the way. And I decided that I would actually purchase one of Russell Brunson's offers that he had at the 10X Growth Con. And it was around, I think it was $3,000. And I split it between a couple of friends. And that gave us access to a bunch of, ClickFunnels and a few courses and such like that, where we could kind of focus on building funnels. And that was kind of what, I felt like. I mean, I clearly got sold by Russell Brunson pretty hard, but it was a good decision. I felt like it was giving me some clarity on what I wanted to do. And from that point, that really started my catapult into figuring out what it was that I wanted to do. Because a lot of what Russell Brunson teaches and helps people to figure out, and some of you may already know, is he helps you come up with your offer. What are you going to offer to people to solve what problem? And I was kind of really trying to dive deep on what my passions were, what my interests were, what I felt I was naturally good at, what I had knowledge on already, and incorporate that into something where I could create and carve out my own niche in my own space and kind of really just feel confident that that was going to be my thing for the long haul. Not just be something that I'll do for a few years. And, I know that if I continue to focus on social media marketing agency and stuff like that, things would evolve over time. I think that's normal in a business, but I don't know why I felt like I just needed something new. I don't really know why that was, but I just wanted to really identify what my passion was and what my interests were, and build a business around that. So spent months, and when I mean months trying to figure this out. And during this time, I decided last minute to go with a buddy of mine who went to 10X GrowthCon with me and go to Florida for Funnel Hacking Live in 2018. It was a wonderful, amazing experience. Got to see Russell Brunson, meet a lot of good people. I got a picture with Russell Brunson at 10X GrowthCon as well as at Funnel Hacking Live, because at Funnel Hacking Live was a huge decision that I made to join something called the 2 Comma Club coaching, the 2 Comma Club X coaching program. And right now is currently not, no one can join it at this point. I think there's a wait list, but there's this new program that you could join, a 12-month program where you could basically start from, build your funnel and scale it to $1 million in 12 months. And the goal of the program, what Russell was talking about, was that this coming next year in April or March, the next Funnel Hacking Live in 2019, that those same people who joined the coaching program, the goal was to get them to making $1 million with a funnel. And that was very enticing to me, something that I, really thought that was possible. That would be the catalyst to me helping me figure everything out. And so I joined that program, probably it was the biggest investment that I've ever made in myself. So much money. And it has been a huge blessing over the past 4 or 5 months so far that I've been a part of it, to meet a lot of successful people, to learn a lot more about marketing, about funnels, about ads, and all those kinds of things. And I've been working a lot behind the scenes on building and figuring out what my funnel was going to be in my offer. And for those who've obviously been watching my videos recently, personal branding has been that topic that I really wanted to focus on, because I've always had a background in branding and design. I'm very, very good at what I do with that. And I have a lot of, logos, branding materials, websites that I've made for previous clients that can vouch for me and what I, my design skills. It's just it's a skill that I have and I've developed over the last several years. And I wanted to combine that a little bit with my social media marketing skills into kind of a different dynamic than just simply running an agency where I'm doing ads for small businesses. Because what I also realized on top of the sales thing was that I felt like I was working for someone, because at least the clients that I was working with, I just felt like I was their employee, and that was not how I wanted to feel. So I think ultimately I just didn't have the right kinds of clients, and I just didn't want to have that same dynamic. So, with social media marketing, I'm very passionate about social media and growth and content and all those kinds of things, 100%. But the model of an agency, just at that time, it was I kind of just gave up a little bit early, I think. I could have kept going with it. I really could. And so I combined those two things, social media marketing, branding, and I have a passion for really helping people to find their message and their unique voice, because every single one of you listening right now, you have something unique to share with the world. And I knew that personal branding or becoming an influencer and learning to brand yourself around whatever business you're trying to do or whatever passion you have was really possible, because I'd been able to do it even on a small scale. And so that's what I really decided on, what I wanted to, build content around and build, and create it and build an audience around now. And so that's kind of what I'm decided on. That's where I'm at right now, and that's kind of where I'm focusing on at the moment. And my goal is to reach entrepreneurs and to help them to have the courage to, want to find their voice and want to share and help others, whether they have a successful business or they're just wanting to start. If you're just starting, doing what I did and documenting from the very beginning is a very, very powerful thing that you can start really building an influence and helping to facilitate change in other people's lives, even when you're not even an expert, you don't even know a whole lot. It's very valuable for a lot of people. So that's what I'm passionate about. I really want to get out there and help people who are doing, affiliate marketing, Amazon, Shopify, whatever it is that you really are trying to build a business around, and just kind of add the personal brand aspect to it, because that's going to allow you to build a long-term and sustainable business. It's not something like affiliate marketing where if you just focused on that, potentially, your ad account could get shut down or your income stops. Something happens and, you're screwed. So personal brand allows you to kind of diversify and build an influence and an audience and sharing your message with the world, what you're passionate about, what you feel strongly about. And it's really a way to ultimate wealth. I really strongly believe that. And, you look at all the successful people who have built brands, you look at Gary Vee, you look at Grant Cardone, Tai Lopez, Tony Robbins, they all have multiple streams of income through their personal brand, through branding themselves. So anyways, that's not my point of this video. I'm not trying to convince you of personal branding, but that's kind of my story up until this point, guys. And so my plans going forward, for those of you who are curious, I plan to continue to share my journey and continue to teach about personal branding and different related topics to help those of you. A lot of the stuff that I'm sharing is going to help you if you're still focusing on building a social media marketing agency, but also helping those who want to brand themselves and want to learn how that might happen as well. And even diving into things like creating info products and running funnels and ads. Those are the types of things that I want to share as I document those experiences for myself and the things that I'm learning from the 2 Comma Club coaching program. So, I've been open and honest about, kind of how things are gone. Hopefully that so far it's given you some insights, and I apologize for this video already being so long, but I really want to jump into some of the key takeaways or some key lessons and things that I've struggled with along the way. Okay guys, so I wanted to wrap up this video. It's been quite a long video. Hopefully I've been able to retain your attention. Hopefully that it's given you some insights, understanding, and some clarity on where I've been, my mindset, what I've been dealing with, and what my plans are going forward. Hopefully that's been somewhat relatable, helpful to you with the things that you've been going through. And like I said, if you do want any help, if you want to talk through some things, send me an email. We can get on the phone and we can talk about it. Hopefully I'm not the only one that deals with these things, but I really am excited about the future of the content that I have coming out. I'm really excited to share everything that I have with you to help you to build your influence and to help you grow your business and your personal brand, because ultimately that is the thing that's going to help sustain you in the long term, to increase and build your income and multiple streams of income and create the lifestyle that you truly desire while making the impact that you want as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate all of you, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.